Ohio State Sports Network brings you Extended Buckeye Postgame, presented by Encova Insurance. Here's your hosts, Brandon Beam and Tim Hall.
It's a great day to be a Buckeye. Ohio State takes down the Hoosiers of Indiana 38-15. I am Brandon Beam. He is Timmy Hall. Timmy, happy College Football Saturday to you.
Oh, we are having a good time here today, Beam, and I think everybody in Buckeye Nation is as well, wherever you guys are listening, all across the great state of Ohio and beyond. We appreciate it. The Buckeyes with another top 5 victory. I just can't believe it. That's the third matchup of top 5 teams that they've been involved in this season. First time that's ever happened in Ohio State history. And they get the job done. Check off another one for Ryan Day and the Buckeyes.
Where do you even begin in a game like this?
Exactly.
Where do you start from the very beginning? Indiana moving the football. They take the 7-0 lead right out of the gate in the first quarter. And then all of a sudden, Tim, it was Buckeye time.
Your so-called Buckeye tidal wave.
Third quarter.
It happened. But this was the analogy I used for you earlier. When a squad like Indiana is coming here, you and I both talked throughout the week. We had great respect for this Indiana team.
They're a good program.
I don't think you can. I don't care what conference you're in. First of all, to get this deep into the season and you're 10-0. Well, whatever conference you're in, you're a great football team because you are fit for that conference that you're playing, and that's what you're trying to win. And when you talk about the Big Ten being one of the best conferences in football, right up there, if we do the hierarchy, it's the SEC and the Big Ten, and then it's kind of everybody else after that. So I know they haven't played a lot of ranked teams, and part of that's controlled, part of that isn't. And Ohio State didn't have a strong non-conference schedule this year. And part of that was by design because someone that, left the schedule, they didn't need to replenish that. You're 10-0. You're 10-0 in the Big Ten. You're a great football team.
Doesn't matter who you play.
Doesn't matter. But the thing that Indiana couldn't do because man for man, guy for guy, up and down their roster, they brought a lot of guys over from JMU, really good football players, and they brought some other portal guys in. Good team. But when they lose 2 starters on the offensive line, and that's a little harder for them to make up than it is for Ohio State. Different kinds of adversity. They could not have the mistakes that they had in this game. Yeah. And one very specific mistake, if they were going to be in this game at all or win the game, they were going to probably win it by 3 at the end. They'd have a certain kind of script. It's like when Doctor Strange holds up the number to Iron Man. What are the computations? And out of the
200 million.
The 70 million possibilities that are out there, how many do you win? There's one. And it didn't involve you dropping a punt and giving up a touchdown going the other way. So that to me was just the major turning point in this game. And then another major turning point in this game is when you get the big special teams play. That one, you almost got the touchdown on special teams. It set it up. And then when Caleb Downs scratches one off the list and actually returns a punt to the house, first time in 10 years, almost to the exact day, and that was against Indiana as well, Jalen Marshall in 2014. Those were the 2 biggies. Indiana can't win a game. If you're on the road at the shoe and those 2 negative plays go against you, credit to the Buckeyes for the punt return. That was all them. The other one, the guy just had a ball hit him right in the face, and then you give the Bucs a touchdown a couple plays later.
Yeah, it was critical juncture of the game, right? Like that happens. You're going into halves. Like Ohio State's getting the ball back. Ball is then dropped by the punter. You score right before half. You go in. Yeah. You then force the 3 and out for Indiana, and then it's that punt return touchdown by Caleb Downs. That's when it was Buckeye tidal wave time for Ohio State. Then after that, it just clicked into gear. Ohio State today, Will Howard, I thought he was terrific. 22 of 26, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the interception. That's not really on Will Howard, and it wasn't really on Jelani Thurman.
That was a great play.
Pops up in the air.
Give the defender credit. He put his arm in there and made a great play and knocked it out of Jelani's hands. I'm with you. Yeah. Maybe the first time I looked at it, was he trying to force the ball? But it's third down. You're trying to make something happen. Yeah. I can live with that. You hate red zone turnovers. Maybe they're at the 22-yard line, so it didn't technically go down as a red zone pick. But, yeah, the guy made a play. And did he make up for it? Yes, he did.
6 games, Will Howard is now the only Ohio State starting quarterback to complete at least 80% of his passes in 6 games during a season. The last one to do it was C.J. Stroud. He had 5 of them back in 21-22. Wow, Cornelius Green did it 5 times. Green. He did it 5 times in between 73 and 75, and now Justin Fields did it 4 times in 19 and 20.
What do you think this does to his season completion percentage rate, too? That was already coming into this game up in the 73% neighborhood. He has another game like that where he's north of 85% today. That's moving up maybe a percentage point or so. He has, again, like we've talked about the mistake that has been there in the bigger games. It wasn't so costly today because you had plenty of time to make up for it. There was so much good to speak of. You know, the way that they were able to get pressure defensively, I think is something that we got to talk about too, as a pretty big thing for where they're going. Maybe Jim Knowles finally unlocked something. They got into some kind of rhythm in dialing things up. It wasn't just the standard four-man rush. For a moment there it was, too, where Jack Sawyer and Jalen Tuimoloau were just meeting Curtis Rourke on the outside of their outside moves,
in
right?
His drop.
They were
just in his lap.
And you and I were wondering, we're like, is Curtis taking 5-step drops here? Let's take another look. And then we watched the next one where they had the 2 sacks on the consecutive plays. It was the 3-step drop, and they were just right there. Boom. Cody Simon, though, was rushing. That was working sometimes. They just had some exotic things that were dialed up, and after there wasn't a lot of pass rush early in this game where it seemed like it's clear, right? For people that are jumping in here and didn't catch all this game, Indiana set the tone of this football game. They absolutely did.
Yeah.
They set the tone. There were nerves galore with Buckeye Nation. It was 7-0. They had opportunities to make it worse. Yeah, 3 and out. Long methodical drive to make it 7-0. And then
stopped
Buckeyes
at the goal line.
Can't score.
And then they were stopped at the goal line on 4th down.
It's demoralizing.
And then that's when you get the fumble and then the punt, and then it kind of went haywire from Indiana from their perspective. But yeah, defensively today, Ohio State, only 151 yards allowed.
Unbelievable.
But the numbers that you're looking at.
It's unbelievable.
3 forced fumbles from Indiana. Only one of them, of course, was recovered by Ohio State. But 8 TFLs, 5 sacks.
Was it the Beam? Help me out. Was it the play? There were 2 plays here early in the game when Indiana's defense is about to get off the field again. And I believe this was the drive where they ultimately got the stop on the Buckeyes. But when you create 3rd and 25, it has to have some kind of carryover effect. It's got to. It doesn't just leave you even if you wind up getting the stop on that drive. 3rd and 25, because field position matters too here. Matters a great deal. And the Buckeyes zip one in for 4th and 10. And then they're going for it on 4th and 10 and pick up another 15 or 20. How do you live after that?
I don't know.
That's tough.
And then they got the goal line stop.
And then they got the stop. It was a great coaching move by Curt Cignetti to call a timeout with 8 seconds left in the quarter because he got his defense to level the plains, so to speak. But in the long game, I still do think that affected them. And just a team game, offense, defense. The numbers weren't huge because of some of these special plays that happened, but I don't care. You ultimately care about the points on the scoreboard at the end of the day and how you guys all got it done. Defense played great. They were making plays. You saw Jeremiah Smith out there with some brilliant stuff again. How about that sideline throw and catch on 3rd down
very good.
From Will to Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Leading receiver today, Emeka Egbuka, 7 for 80 yards. And the touchdown, had a long of 25. Was targeted 7 times, caught the ball 7 times. I did like what he had to say in the post game as well, talking to Matty Andrews down in the locker room. He goes, I don't know how nobody's talking about Will Howard for Heisman. Way to go to bat for your guy.
This is a good job.
Way to go to bat for your guy.
Emeka's a great guy. He's a great team player. And there's so many of those guys on this Ohio State team. And I'm always asking myself, like, is this real? Like, are these guys really across the board that unselfish?
Yeah.
And this works.
We saw it with Travion.
Works from week to week.
At the end of the game.
Travion.
That was crazy.
Travion Henderson. All right. You went there. We got to go there. Travion Henderson slides down. It's great what Emeka said to finish the thought about Will Howard. That's awesome of him. Travion Henderson, who also is just a Captain Buckeye. He's become one of my favorite players for this attitude that he has. More than the talent, I think I like his attitude now because I knew about his talent. Quinshon Judkins comes over here to butt in on his time. It's almost like it made him happier to have him here. Oh, that's so great.
Come on board.
Come on, Quinshon. Take some of these carries from me. I don't need them all. I want to stay fresh for the NFL, too. So he slides down at the end of the game to burn up the clock. And then Ryan Day calls a timeout. And then they try to push in 2 straight times.
Don't succeed the first time.
If you don't succeed,
try again.
Try again. And you and I are wondering, oh boy, what in the name of Jim Harbaugh and Jim Schwartz are we going to see?
You shake my hand.
This handshake, is he going to chase him down the field, getting that handshake? And no, it just seemed perfectly pleasant. It's almost like Kurt Signetti said, I'd have done that to me too.
I would have done it. It was just so entertaining.
You're going to have your thoughts about should you kneel on it. I mean, come on.
Whatever.
It's college football. It's Division I football. It was a good bit of fun. That's what it was.
Today's broadcast is presented by Huntington. Again, the final score today from Ohio Stadium. Buckeyes 38, Hoosiers 15. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by linebackers coach James Laurinaitis as the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Is team spirit in your blood? Prove it. 2 upcoming Varsity Blood Drives, November 13th and 19th at Ohio Stadium, are your chances to fill the stadium and win the Big Ten. Donate blood at one of these stadium blood drives to help Ohio State win the blood battle. Plus a new challenge, Abbott and the Big Ten's We Give Blood Drive, championed by Varsity. The winning school gets $1 million. Don't miss your chance to make an impact. Donate blood with Varsity at Ohio Stadium on November 13th and 19th and help us win big. Sign up at varsity.org/blood battle.
We have acres of brand new Chevys, Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Ram vehicles, as well as used cars and trucks that you're looking for at the Jeff Weiler Columbus Auto Mall in Canal Winchester. And if we don't have what you're looking for, we can find it at one of our 23 other locations. So come shop the lot or view over 2,000 cars right at your fingertips at JeffWeilerColumbusAutomall.com. Plus, use Weiler Direct to see monthly payments, value your trade, and get pre-approved. Rooted in family, driven by you.
We've got a story about a little bean doing big things. Soybeans are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we use every day. And Ohio's farmers are growing some of the world's best soybeans. By using and eating soy-based products, you make a positive impact locally and globally. Say hey to the largest ag export in the U.S. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Your home for Ohio State athletics, The Fan.
You can join us Wednesday at noon for the next Ryan Day Show presented by Roosters. If you've got questions about today's game or the upcoming matchup against Michigan, you can submit them via X at OSU Coach or go to OhioStateBuckeyes.com. Click on the Ryan Day Show inbox icon. Again, the final score today from the Horseshoe. Ohio State takes down Indiana 38-15. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Buckeye fans, are you game day ready? Ohio State football is back, so get in the zone by adding nutritious and delicious pork to your tailgate menu. Ohio pig farmers are raising wholesome and versatile pork to be the nutritional powerhouse that you need to watch every Buckeye touchdown this season. Head over to ohpork.org to find game day worthy recipes and to learn more about how real Ohio pig farming families care for the land, the water, and their people every day. This ad is paid in part by the Pork Checkoff.
It's Bobby Carpenter. Join us Monday morning at 6 for the Morning Juice on 97.1 The Fan.
Now back to the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Back here on the postgame show, Buckeyes get it done 38-15 against a top 5 ranked Indiana defense. We are now joined by linebackers coach James Laurinaitis. Coach, first and foremost, thanks for the time. As always, what a win and what a showing by your guys today. Has to be awesome walking off that field this afternoon.
Well, I think the best part of it is that, our guys put in this work each and every day. I'm blessed to be able to coach guys who are professionals and, great leadership by Cody Simon and by Sonny Styles. And the guys they go to work and they take care of business day in, day out. They've done it ever since spring ball. And, it's easy when you wake up and you go in there and the guys are going to give everything they got. They're going to study. They're going to prepare like pros. And you see them just kind of continue to chip. And they've gotten better as the season has gone on. And they played really well today. It seems like, you always go back to the film, and I'm sure you'll find stuff to correct as always. But, it's good to see them reap the rewards of all their work.
It absolutely is. And the two guys that you just mentioned off the top, and Cody and Sonny, and we've really seen them, James, be super dynamic here in the second half of this season. 10 tackles for Cody today, 4 of them solo, 2.5 sacks. I mean, I know he wears the block O for a reason, but that guy is absolutely playing at an incredible level right now.
He is, and you think about Cody Simon's career, he's just the most selfless player I think I've ever been around. His ability to just continue to, whether it was last year, he didn't care how many snaps he got. He would go to Sam, Mike, Will, wherever you needed him, Cody would step in and help the team. And to see him be patient, decide to come back, obviously work all offseason, knowing that he was going to be the guy. He had been waiting for this moment for a while. He gets the block go. He gets named captain. And you think about all those things he had to wait for, and to see him having the success that he's having, I couldn't be happier for him. I know that I said it before. I think both he and Sonny deserve to be, up for that Buckeyes award because they're playing at an exceptionally high level. And the best part is, if you told either one of them, they'd shake their head and say no, and they got so much to get better at. So that's why it's so much fun to coach those guys.
No, James, congratulations. It was a great performance, and those two players in particular. It's been fun to watch. What can you tell us? I know you've heard the noise this year about sometimes the difficulty of generating pressure, but I thought, you guys had a great plan. Tell us about what you guys were going through in the plan from Jim Knowles this week. Some nice stuff where you would crash one side of the line. You'd have 2 linemen, maybe 2 linebackers, rushing Curtis Rourke. Just a tremendous job for harassing him once those first 4 drives were out the window.
Yeah, I think Coach Knowles had a great plan. I think there's a lot that goes into pass rush sometimes and getting pressured, whether that's blitzing, whether it's not, whether it's coverage, whether it's pat. It's all of it, right? It's all team defense. And so, to be honest, you just kind of keep going at it, week after week. And you just got to keep winning. That's really all our defensive guys care about is they want to play at a high level, but they want to win. And so I think as long as you continue to have that mindset of a bunch of guys who are just willing to go out there and play as hard as they can for one another, all the other stuff, the stats, all that stuff takes care of itself, right? So the only thing that we really care about as a Silver Bullet defense is going out there playing as hard as we can through the echo of the whistle and, playing great team defense and helping our team win.
James, Beam and I were having a wildly good time watching the end of that game and how Travion slides. And then I don't know if you were even paying that close attention to it there in the final seconds of the game, but what was happening there where you guys put that last touchdown on and how fired up you guys were to seal this victory and put some emphasis on it here this afternoon?
Yeah, I think, I thought it was a smart play by Trey. And then we decided that we wanted to run a couple QB sneaks to get the ball in the end zone and to kind of put an exclamation point on today's game. And so I think it was a really good job. It was really just an overall team win, right? There was moments from the offense, the defense, special teams came up huge. What a punt return by Caleb Downs. So, it always feels good when you feel like all 3 phases of the game are contributing to the win, especially in the top 5 matchup at home.
Coach, how about the performance from Ohio Stadium today? I know there was kind of an edict coming down from the Woody that they need to be loud and in their seats, and boy, did they deliver today.
Man, they did. Ohio Stadium was rocking. That's the way we need it, each and every Saturday. And I know they're going to be rocking next Saturday. That's for sure. So, it's the same thing. It's the same juice that we're going to need. And when you have a crowd like that on defense, man, it helps so much. It helps so much. You can't even explain it. Like, the way we were able to time up a lot of the pressures and stuff was because Indiana had to go silent. They had to go on a silent cadence. And so you were able to time those things up really well. If they're able, to just kind of operate as normal with their clap system, you're not able to time those things up as well, right? Because it gets a little confusing, gets a little, it's about 1 clap, 2, 3, all those things. But when the crowd gets into it, it makes them go on silent. They only have so many silent tips, and so that helped our guys a lot time up our blitzes.
Hey, James, real quick, the last home game, it was on social media. It looked like the Laurinaitis girls had custom jackets that had like a James Laurinaitis jersey stitched into them. Who made those? Where did you get those?
Man, you'll have to ask my wife. I mean, those were gifts actually that were given to us, and we've gotten a lot of attention because of them, and they're incredible. So you'll have to, I don't know, somehow try to find that on social media. I have no idea.
Hey, Coach, before we get you out of here, have a great Thanksgiving with the family. I know you're going to enjoy it, but we know what week it is.
Oh, you already know. It's already on to it.
Coach, appreciate the time. Congrats on the big win today. Go enjoy it. We'll see you later, all right?
All righty. Thank you.
There he goes. Linebackers coach James Laurinaitis with us here on the postgame show.
You already know.
Everyone was saying that. Everyone in the postgame was straight ahead.
Nice and succinct.
Very succinct.
Right? That countdown clock is getting a little low. It's getting a little low. We had a test that we had to pass here today before we could get full focus on it. And Ryan Day's not even done with his TV interview on the field before acknowledging it's that week now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second that it hit 000s.
Carmen, Ohio's not even playing.
Yeah, the second it hit 000s, we're in the week. That fast.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever, your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Huntington. Again, the final score today from Ohio Stadium. Buckeyes move past the Hoosiers 38-15. Coming up next, we're going to check your scoreboard from across the country as the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This is Ohio State head football coach Ryan Day, asking you to help provide 2 million meals to feed our community. Just round up at the register today. Every dollar provides 10 meals for neighbors in need. Get in the game and let's tackle hunger.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
You can join us Tuesday night at 6 p.m. for our next Buckeye Roundtable show presented by Burger King. Our broadcast team, Big Daddy Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, and Skip Mossick will break down today's game and preview next week's matchup against Michigan. That's Buckeye Roundtable Tuesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Again, the final score today from the Horseshoe, Ohio State 38, Indiana 15. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmother.com. Go Bucks!
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
2nd and 1, Ohio State at Indiana's 11. Howard to go on top, tosses in the end zone. Ibuka has it for a score. The 11-yard touchdown pass. Will Howard to Emeka Ibuka, who catches in the left portion of the end zone. And Ohio State a PAT away from tying this game. They trail 7-6.
That was an awesome throw by Will Howard.
Nifty.
Tipped a little bit, ball spinning.
Tiny bit, right?
Emeka then being able to grab that, pull it down. But that was one of very many great throws today by Will Howard.
Will has just, he's got the touch, doesn't he?
Yep.
Like, you spend so much time talking about the cannon that a quarterback has, and can he just drive the football down the field? There's a lot to speak of when it comes to the touch that a quarterback possesses. To be able to loft the ball in over a certain level of defenders and then get the ball in bounds to where your guy can make the catch. And, maybe he misjudged that one by 1 micrometer, like you said.
Still good enough, though.
But yeah, it was enough to get to Emeka Ibuka, and he could make the catch. And those are 2 players there, quarterback and receiver, that you really love for the Buckeyes.
Absolutely. Great day of the office for Will Howard. 22 of 26, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have the interception a little bit earlier on, but that was all right. All right, Buckeyes weren't the only team in action today across the college football world. I don't know, Tim, you and I have been watching a lot of college football today. We've got 2 screens.
It's the good thing about noon, right? It's the good thing about noon is that we're here and there's just a lot going on. We got 2 dynamite games on right in front of us here.
It's been a fun day so far. It's been a very, very fun. And
our team wins, and then you get to have more fun watching the games later on.
We're still in the middle of the 3:30 windows. We're not quite at halftime yet in some of these games, but it might be a weird day in college football. Might be one of those Saturdays.
It is. I had already called one of these games on my local show this week, and I will tell you, let's just go there right now, because Kansas and Colorado are in an interesting matchup, and the Big 12 is weird, and it's something that, if you're paying a lot of attention to the college football playoff and the rankings system versus the bracket system they have, and there's an outside possibility at the end of the day if Army can pull off the unthinkable. You guys know Army, an undefeated Army team, is playing Notre Dame tonight, who's in the mix tonight at Yankee Stadium. And currently, the Big 12's highest ranked team is below Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if Army wins, the Big 12 could be the 6th best conference leader, which would leave them out of the college football playoff. They would not get an automatic bid. Only the first 5 conference champs get the automatic bid. Let's go out there. It's at Arrowhead Stadium. Fun football game, Kansas and Colorado. It has been the Jayhawks getting off to the good start.
Handoff, Devin Neal rushing left side. He will waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas. A 10-yard run for touchdown number 50 in the illustrious career of Devin Neal.
Devin Neal, they call him the real deal. That's the call from Brian Haney from Learfield. But I thought that this Colorado team was going to score. They've been scoring here lately before half. It is 20-14, Kansas over Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders and company, Travis Hunter and company. Fun football game heading to half.
It is fun. And again, Kansas is up 20-14. They actually have the ball on the goal line as well, do the Jayhawks. So a potential for them to go up with 20 seconds left to go. The other game in live time that we are watching right now currently situates itself with a team here in the Big Ten. It is up in Gopherland.
Yes,
James
it is.
Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions.
You and I talked about this game a few weeks ago when the Buckeyes beat Penn State.
Watch out for PJ Fleck and Mr. Row the Boat up in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
This game is getting ready. There's 20 seconds left to go before halftime. Penn State just scored a touchdown, awaiting the PAT. It is 17-16 currently. Minnesota is ahead of Penn State. But both of these games that we're watching right now have been terrific football games.
And here's the other one. Here's the other game right now that a lot of people had their eyes on, back to that Big 12 discussion that I just had. Now, Kansas beat BYU on the road last week to throw a lot of this off. Now, BYU was the number 6 team in the country. They were undefeated. Now they're going on the road to a pretty hot Arizona State team, albeit Arizona State's only ranked 21st in the country. Arizona State is up 21-3 on the Cougs going to halftime here, Beamer. So
something just happened.
That's
I
crazy.
think Minnesota blocked the extra point by Penn State and ran it back. So that would be a 2-point conversion for Minnesota. So instead of tying the game up at 17-17,
yeah, it's 19-16.
19-16, Minnesota will take the lead into halftime.
Oh, my God. Sorry, we're doing the scoreboard segment while one of us is intently watching a game. Kansas almost throws an interception at the 2-yard line. They're about ready to score again with 30 seconds left in the half, trying to make it 27-14 over the Buffaloes. But that one is incomplete. Maybe it's a sack. They'll probably tack on a field goal. We'll see how this goes. We're doing current games. Let's go to number 3, Texas. They are hosting Kentucky. 3:03 left to go in the second quarter right there. Here's how Texas got things started off today, though.
Eisner directly behind Ewers now. Trey goes in motion. Shotgun snap to Quinn. Looking. Scrambles left. Still looking. Then chucks it to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas. Gunner Hill.
You know, that's big when you get a 4th down touchdown right there. Craig Way from Learfield on the call. That was the first score of the day for Texas. They're not having a lot of issues right now. It's 21-7. Did you see this stat this week about Kentucky? Kentucky is traveling. In this game, they're playing Texas, keep in mind. It's the farthest west they have ever traveled for a football game.
That is crazy.
It's nuts, right?
That's crazy.
Talk about the SEC and how they don't travel.
Basketball team's been to Maui 100 times.
They have they, though?
I don't know.
Has Kentucky? I feel like Kentucky's played. Maybe we're thinking of Duke. Maybe Kentucky doesn't go to the Maui.
I don't know.
They had to.
I'm sure
they have to. Everybody plays in the Maui. That means business.
Other games in the top 25 going on right now. Clemson, absolutely no problem with the Citadel at halftime.
None.
35-0 in that game. South Carolina on top of Wofford right now with 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Wofford with the ball at the South Carolina 20, so in the red zone. But the Gamecocks up 14-3 right now at the moment. And then number 23, Missouri leads, just getting underway in the second quarter. Mississippi State 14-10. Those are your games going on in the top 25 as of right now.
Had some finals from earlier. Number 8, Miami knocked off Wake Forest 42-14. Interesting game for a while. Hurricanes clearly pulled ahead. And how about this one in the SEC? I was circling certain things on my college football roadmap going into today. That was to watch the Big 12 situation that we already spoke about. And there was a trio of 2-loss SEC teams that had true road games, because we kind of know what kind of favors the SEC might get if they can remain 2-loss teams. But this Florida Ole Miss one, a 5-5 Florida team taking on 8-2 and 9th-ranked Ole Miss, this one went down to the wire. And it was the Gators that punched this one in.
Montrell Johnson awaits a direct snap. DK motions right to left. Hand it off snap it to Johnson. Probing, squirts through right side. He's in. Touchdown, Gators.
Gators score there. They make it 24-17. That is how this one would end. Sean Kelly from Learfield on the call. How about that? 24-17 Florida over Ole Miss.
Yeah. Ole Miss likely out of the playoff with their 3rd loss now, depending on how some of these games go. Again, we don't know how these are going to end here for Penn State and these other national championship contenders or playoff contenders. Number 13, SMU, ahead of Virginia. Not ahead. That game is final. 33-7, the final score in that one. Georgia, no problem with UMass. 59-21 for the Dogs. Tennessee playing UTEP. It's cupcake week for the SEC. 56-0.
All right.
No problem.
Now
there.
set up the last top 25 game, and I'll have the clip for all the fine folks. Set this one up, Illinois and Rutgers.
We had a lot of fun. This one on TV wasn't on TV. It was on Peacock, NBC's streaming service. So we're actually watching this on a computer monitor in here. Here's the situation. Illinois has the football. They are down in this football game. They're down, right? They're losing 30-31. A field goal will win the game for them with 15 seconds or 19 seconds, however much time is left.
Not quite in range, though, to their liking.
The field goal attempt was coming from 57 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So ball is on the 40-yard line of Rutgers.
And their kicker's at a career long of 59. He can do it.
Rutgers has a couple of timeouts left. They burn the timeout to ice the kicker. Kick misses on the play that doesn't count.
Looks like a decent boot, though.
He
missed it by 5 or 10 feet left, but a decent boot.
The Shiano man calls a timeout and says, listen, we're going to ice him. Misses the kick. Bert and the gang over at Illinois says, you know what?
Changed our minds.
We changed our minds. We're not going to kick.
We'll take 4th and 13 instead.
We'll take 4th and 13. And do you have it over here?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Tim's
and here.
And here's how
showing blitz. Here they come. It holds. The line does. Altmaier slings it down the middle. Caught at the 20-yard line. Caught to the 10, to the 5. Pat Bryant into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Illinois. Touchdown, Illinois. Pat Bryant with a catch and run. Touchdown, Illinois. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. Nobody can believe that. Brian Barnhart, Learfield. What a fantastic call. That was great.
College football, man.
36-31. What a huge game. 38-31 was the final. Huge game for both teams. Illinois now is 8-3. That's a heck of a season. Rutgers, if they come out of that with a win, they're 7-4. Still bowl eligible, though. Just a wild game. The other Big Tens, Michigan leading Northwestern 17-6. That's at the Big House. That's at half. And Nebraska, battle of 5-5 teams that have had not a great second half here. Nebraska on top of Wisconsin 24-10. That one is out in Lincoln. And Iowa knocked off Maryland 29-13. Had some Ohio scores. Dayton got it handed to him by St. Thomas 32-9. Adam Troutman sad today. Division II college football. You have a final there. Ashland got by Charleston, West Virginia, 40-38. That's in the first round of the playoffs, so good for them. And Division III playoff bracket, John Carroll beat Mount St. Joseph 52-7, sets up a matchup with Mount Union on the 30th.
That's a fun one. Also, Iowa took down Maryland today, 29-13.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Today's broadcast is presented by Huntington. Again, the final score from Ohio Stadium. Ohio State 38, Indiana 15. Coming up next, we're going to hear from head coach Ryan Day as the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Got school spirit? The Junto welcomes friends, families, and alumni to come together for a weekend getaway or staycation this football season. As a guest of the Junto, enjoy complimentary transportation to all Saturday home football games. On game day, gather, imbibe, and dine at Little West Tavern, our neighborhood eatery featuring wood-fired select cuts, a range of classic pours, and weekend watch parties. Enjoy on-site dining, downtown views, and plenty of school spirit from the Junto, your new home away from home. Visit thejuntohotel.com for more information and to book your stay.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Your Ohio
Ohio State flagship station, The Fan.
Next week, Ohio State hosts Michigan. We're going to be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 10:30 a.m. Again, the final score today, Ohio State 38, Indiana 15. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations, in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
It's Bobby Carpenter. Join us Monday morning at 6 for the Morning Juice on 97.1 The Fan.
Now back to the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
3rd and goal. Ohio State at Indiana's 4 in a tie game at 7-7 here in the second quarter. Pistol formation, Howard at quarterback, Henderson behind him at tailback. Snap to Howard, hands Henderson running right side. Henderson gets to the goal line and into the end zone. Travion Henderson with a touchdown for Ohio State, as the Buckeyes on a 4-yard run have the lead. Travion Henderson bounces it in for his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and it's 13-7 Ohio State.
That was his first and only of the day. Travion was running his heart out today. He could have had a second. He went down at the 1-yard line at the end of the game. Ohio State then punched it in at the very end. So that was one of 4 offensive touchdowns that the Buckeyes scored today. Let's hear from Ryan Day, shall we? Because we heard it on the broadcast. If you were watching it on TV, certainly if you were in the stadium today, the reaction from Buckeye Nation when Caleb Downs had the punt return, he took it to the house. Here's what Ryan Day had to say about it.
The shoe was on fire during that. I mean, it was so loud in the stadium when that happened. And, I felt like we had a really good chance because, they were really tied into blocking us because we had the punt block. We had blocked 3 punts now in 3 games. And so we felt like if we could, get them to really protect, we had a chance if the Gunners would hold up. Well, the Gunners held up, but the punt wasn't very good. And I said, oh, man. But then it bounced up, and he had a chance. And if he made the first couple guys miss, we really had a chance to return it. And then he just started making guys miss down the field. Unbelievable effort, and it flipped the game.
Yeah, unbelievable. I know we heard in Kurt Signetti's postgame thoughts, maybe a couple of missed block in the backs on that punt. That's what he said.
They had 2 of those called against them today, and one didn't count by Carson Hensman. It had enough block in the backs today.
Enough block in the backs. And Donovan Jackson's block in the back, it looked like it was incidental. And the Carson Hensman one was awful. Just awful. Yeah. I don't even know if he was behind him or even if he made enough contact to warrant that. This was the other big thing, though, in the game, deciding not to score. Sorry, Travion decided not to score. Ultimately, the team got back together about it, and they decided to score. Here was Ryan Day.
Well, at the end of the game, we're in a 4-minute drill, like you saw in the Penn State game. We call that downtime, which means, once we get the first down in that moment, we feel like the game's probably over. He scored it free and brought it all the way down to the 1-yard line. And I think maybe it triggered like at the last second, oh boy, I got to get down here. So we didn't have to put our defense back on the field. And then we decided to at least milk 45 seconds off the clock. We're on the 1-yard line, and we just felt like we wanted to put an exclamation point on the win by go ahead and sneaking it in.
Well, when we talked to James about it, his first reaction was to laugh a little bit. You know?
Did you see that, James? I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You guys see that too?
That was it was fascinating at the very end of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you know what? We're just going to put an exclamation point on this victory. And on the TV broadcast, Ryan Day also said in his post-game interview, it's like, we just got to remind everyone that
this is Ohio State.
That this is Ohio State.
These are the Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's what that was.
You know, whatever logistics with the game, there was nothing that could happen at that point. You know, you never know what could happen. I get it, though. I totally get it. Hey, Caleb Downs is part of this thing now. He's ready for rivalry week.
I feel like for me, we played them last year at Alabama, and we lost to them. So, I mean, it adds a little more to the fire for me. And then we've worked for this for a while, but at the end of the day, it's a normal week. We got to go and get prepared every week and got to play at a high level on Saturdays. So that's really all it is.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, revenge game.
With that revenge factor for him last year.
Yeah, they're ready. They seem to be pointed in the right direction, very succinct in their answers. Today's broadcast is presented by Huntington. Again, the final score today, Ohio State moves past Indiana 38-15. Coming up next, we're going to wrap things up, hand out some Buckeye leaves as the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes. Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you. Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Toyota Thon is on. The perfect time to save on a new Toyota truck. Now through December 2nd, get 1.99 APR financing on a new 24 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a Tacoma SR5 double cab for $279 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Nobody builds trucks better than Toyota. Let's go places.
Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Join American Electric Power, Donato's Kroger, the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS-TV in Columbus in supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. Again, the final score today, Buckeyes 38, Hoosiers 15. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan. This is the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Head high snap. Evans rolls to his right, puts the punt in the air. Caleb Downs for Ohio State drifting to his right. He's going to watch that bounce at the 30, roll to the 20, where Downs grabs a hold of it, spins by a defender at the 25, moves to the 30, 35, right side 40, 50-yard line. Caleb Downs behind blockers to the Indiana 40, middle of field to the 30, to the 20 goes Caleb Downs, to the 10, and into the end zone. Punt return touchdown for Caleb Downs. The last punt return for a score Ohio State had was against Indiana, and this one comes this year. 20-7 Ohio State. Caleb Downs with a punt return for a touchdown.
And it was Jalen Marshall. I'll never have to hear that again on a broadcast.
I got to say, that play-by-play clip playing behind that music bed, just purely awesome. I mean, just let it ride, Panama Ted. Let it ride.
That was great. Caleb Downs spinning and just on his way.
That is too good. Too good. Oh, man. Winning is fun.
It is fun. It is fun. You know that?
Lots of fun.
Let's do some Buckeye leaves.
It's time to hand out some Buckeye leaves.
Caleb Downs, Buckeye leave.
Caleb Downs. Will the Thrill Howard. Carson Hinsman moving in there at center. Austin
nice
Sarabeld. Whole offensive line.
Yeah.
Good job for those guys. The defensive line, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau. Unbelievable stuff. Cody Simon and Sonny Styles, obviously. Maybe want to make Davis and Igbenogson earn that back. He had 3 pass interference penalties today. Something to watch. Something to watch going forward. Can't dismiss that.
Lathan Peanut Ransom.
Peanut Ransom.
Every game.
Big Charles Tillman fan.
Every game he's punching a ball away. Or he's trying.
That's what he does.
He's trying.
That's what he does. They teach it that way, and not everybody can do it, though. Not everyone can be effective at it, even though they do teach that to those guys. But, my goodness, Travion Henderson, he's so selfless. Yeah. It's on full display for everybody. And he's become one of my favorite football players for that. Jeremiah Smith, Mecca Ibuka, Jelani Thurman.
Yeah, touchdown.
He didn't have a drop, okay? It was a great play by Indiana's DB, stripped the ball right out, and it created a turnover. But he almost tripped and then caught that touchdown on the goal line. That was a great play.
Absolutely it was. Yeah, every Buckeye gets Buckeye leaves today, I think.
Ryan Day just had sauce all week. Hot sauce.
He did.
Yeah.
A lot. Well, we saw it at the end of the game.
He's a fire-breathing dragon without the effects. Right now he is.
Buckeye leaves to the scoreboard operator in Ohio Stadium. They had a newspaper.
Yeah, Google.
A newspaper article up said Buckeyes win. Google that. Yeah, you knew you were going to have some fun with that this week.
Hey, you know what? He knows it.
He does.
He knows it. That's what I respect about Signetti, is he went up there, did the handshake like a grown-up, patted Ryan on the shoulder a little bit. Good game. You know, he didn't. Well, they're going for 2 at the end of the game, okay? We got Indiana media types out there crying about this.
Football.
Let's look at the 2 sides of that.
Travion could run into the end zone.
Kurt Signetti is playing the game. Yeah. He's brash, okay? He's a bit arrogant. It's okay. You need it. You're Indiana football.
I love it.
I like it. Get that attitude back with you.
Yeah.
So then Indiana media types, right? It's not even Kurt Signetti or the players.
How about this Ohio State third quarter team? Great research by some of our producers at this radio station. Ohio State is the number 1 team in the country, both offensively and defensively, in the third quarter this season. 135 points for in the third quarter, 9 points against. That's crazy.
You know what? It feels like it. It's a second half team. Another slow start today. It didn't hurt them. The way that they jump on teams in the third quarter, that is an impressive thing. You want them to keep that, but also pick up some of the fast starts as well.
Also, Jim Lachey, 357 straight games doing radio broadcast. Will not be available. Won't be doing it next week.
Got to see his son finish up his college career.
Finish up his career at Iowa.
I respect it.
That's a great job by just 357 games.
Can't miss that.
No, can't miss it.
Cannot miss that.
Can't miss
Bobby's going to step in. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to listen to. Jim gets to have that moment. We get to hear Bobby do a game.
You ready for next week?
Whew. Man. Long time.
It's going to be great.
Long time.
Long time. You're right.
Let's go.
Long time. Timmy had so much fun. What do you say we reconvene after Thanksgiving and on a huge college football Saturday next week?
Can't wait. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
The executive producer of Ohio State Radio Sports is Skip Mossick. On behalf of our studio producer, Panama Teddy Holbrook, and for Timmy Hall, I'm Brandon Beam, inviting you to join us Tuesday night at 6 for Buckeye Roundtable presented by Burger King, and then Wednesday at noon for the Ryan Day Show presented by Roosters. Next week, the Buckeyes will host Michigan. We're going to be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 10:30 a.m. Today's broadcast was presented by Huntington and brought to you statewide by Bob Evans Farms and by Encova Insurance. Once again, the final score today, Ohio State takes down Indiana 38-15. Thanks for listening. This is the Ohio State Sports Network presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. This has been Buckeye Football from Learfield.
And brought to you locally by State Farm, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and by the Diamond Cellar on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekdays beginning at 6 a.m. with Morning Juice on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.